Hello everyone and welcome to another sketchbook tour. I am going for December, and as you can see I have two sketchbooks for this month's sketchbook tour. Problem is that it's kind of the two that I've been doing for the past couple months, so if you've been waiting for a sketchbook tour from me, you've noticed that it's been slacking. It's been a little bit rough for me trying to finalize sketchbooks and stuff like that. I've been working on a whole bunch of projects that I can't show because I'm under NDA, so it's a lot of stuff that I can't show you, but that's neither here nor there. Kind of doing excuses right now, and I don't want to do that, so I'm going to jump right in here. And since this is the December one, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do for 2020 and my big plan, and hopefully we'll make it happen. Okay, so let's just go ahead and jump right into this, or these two books. All right, so as you can see, I'm very hard on these books. I keep breaking the spine, so I had to tape it together. Didn't really help much because all the pages fell out. So these are my sketchbook a month challenge books. I still have a lot of them left over from the event that I hosted. Might do it again, we'll see, but I figured I'd just go ahead and use them for stuff. I don't know if you can see that. So I was actually developing a concept with a cosplayer, and he wanted to do He-Man, and he is trying to get representation for cartoons and comics like that. And so, you know, he happens to be African American and was playing He-Man. And so I was trying to go, well, why don't we create another story with He-Man? And so I was trying to create, you know, a different look. Maybe he's skinnier, stuff like that. And then with the sword, trying to implement little aspects of like the hilt here, you know, and then but making it a dagger versus a big old big sword. And then I was trying to do a couple character concepts. This is when I got back into red pencil for some reason. Well, actually, I know why. One of my students draws everything with like blue pencil, and I was like, oh man, I remember when I did everything in red pencil. I should try that again, and then promptly realized that I don't really want to do that. But as we moved forward, we kind of went with this face. It was rounder, it was softer, you know, so we figured that having a character that seemed more innocent would be better than someone who's already chiseled jawed and all that kind of stuff. Then just doing some scribbles for what I think the new Skeletor should be like, because in my story Skeletor disappeared, and then there was the sect of Skeletor, and so this person was actually the leader of the sect of Skeletor. We don't know who they are. I know who it's supposed to be, but we're still working on trying to get that story out, so I can't give you everything. But you know, it's like, well, maybe there'll be more of a battle mage. You know, I was like, oh, I'm gonna really push that whole battle mage thing, and then it didn't work out. And afterwards, we decided that, oh, you know what, we'll make them more mage-y. So the character became a lot thinner and stuff like that. And then this mask, so it's clearly a mask. And what I was trying to show is that there's actually somebody underneath it, and it's not like Skeletor, where his face was a skull, but it was actually, you know, a mask. I was also thinking about trying to do the scythe, or should it be a sword? Just ideas, just random stuff. Scribbles about a robot. Of course, my daughter draws with me, so I don't know why I was thinking about environments that day, but I was, and I completely ruined those because I really wasn't putting any thought into it, so it was just like, okay. Doing some ninja concepts. I found a book called was a Ninja Boy, and so I drew some things from that, just seeing the difference. You know, like I don't tend to do this very extreme anatomy, so it was interesting to try it out and see what that would be like. Just another character concept, trying to go off of like a vulture idea. You know, always just trying to come up with ideas as far as new characters and stuff. Then I have to create the symbols for Ninja Empire, so I needed to come up with, I was trying to think of like medallions, because I want to be able to be at conventions and have these little medallions so you can actually choose the family you want to be part of. And I have an idea of giving out like mystery boxes, and so you buy a mystery box from a certain family, and then there's a coin in there, and then it tells you what you kind of are. Like, are you a low-level ninja? Are you a ninja general? Are you a ninja master? You know, stuff like that. I just thought it would be a little cool, and then have little trinkets and stuff in there, and then also have, like, you could win a prize, and so you could get like a drawing, or you could get some original art, or, you know, just something to make it interesting and cash in on that whole mystery box thing that's going on right now. So I did a whole bunch of these. I think one of them is going to be this. So they represent the sun. Like the main character has the ability to harness the power of the sun. And so with that, it's like, oh, well, it looks like a sun, but it also could be a ninja star. So, you know, or a weapon. So I figured that would be kind of interesting. And the next one I did was based on a spider, and her power is like lust. And so she has the ability to make anybody do what she wants, and even the ones who have stronger will, she can bump up that pheromone and make it stronger so that people have a really hard time resisting her. And so, but she's a spider, right? She's like a spider incarnate. So she lures you, does what she needs to do with you, then, you know, kills you. And so then I kind of got to this, which is kind of a butterfly. Was it the last one? Yeah. So it's like a butterfly, right? Butterfly or bat, heart with a sword, right? And then 2 scythes. So it's 3 weapons, heart for the love and lust, and then sword going through it to indicate that you're gonna die no matter what, and it brings death and stuff like that. So I thought that one was pretty interesting. Still need to shape that up a little bit. Then my ninja profiles, you know, just trying to find what kind of mask, since that's a big thing for my project, is that all the big ninjas have masks and stuff like that. So unless you are a low-level ninja, you have some sort of mask, whether it's been given to you or you become the rank of like ninja master. You get to customize your own, but as you move up in ranks, you will always get a different kind of mask. So constantly making ninja masks. This guy keeps showing up. He's bound to be something. Weapon designs. I got a new pen, started scribbling, and realized that my anatomy is completely off, so I just kept going with weird stuff. This is my son. And he doesn't necessarily look like that, but there was one time where he was loafing on the couch and all his hair was in front of his face, and I was like, that's something we're gonna use. And he always wants to do stuff like he wants to be a necromancer, so I was like, all right, cool, we can do a necromancer ninja, and I have to develop that way further. But he wants a scythe, so I'm still playing around with the idea of scythe, and I like the idea of being able to connect them and then throw it, you know, and have this kind of boomerang scythe going on. I don't know if you can see that. It's a little life drawing. More ninja profiles. Trying to figure out what powers my super ninja should have. A little bit more life drawing. Pencil and a should be 20% marker. Life drawing. Life drawing. Always about gestures. Sometimes I can land one and I'm like, oh, I can really use that. That's really cool. Life drawing is probably the easiest way to fill up a sketchbook, especially if you're doing gestures. Coming back to, you can see that. Coming back to weapon designs, I like this one. Doesn't really necessarily make any sense, but I like it. It looks fun. Yeah, see, there he is again. I told you he's gonna show up again. This is actually, here you go. You know what? You actually get the first look. All right. No one else has seen him. That's the main bad guy. That's the main antagonist for the story. All right, and I want him to have more of a swimmer's body, so it kind of looks like, oh well, he doesn't look that tough, right? And yet he destroys and kills everything. And then I made this weapon for him. See that? Okay, so I made that weapon for him, and there are lots of little bits that are important. Like these rings represent the other 4 families that he's in charge of. So he's got this one ring, which is him. All right, so he's the head of the family. All 4 of them follow beneath him. The three dots, which you will find repeatedly in my work. If you ever want to know what it's about, just ask me. I'll keep that for when people are curious. But if you look through a lot of my work, you will see that there are 3 dots. So I don't know if you can see it, but there are 3 dots that are represented there. So it's an interesting little weapon, and it doesn't really make sense because I wanted him to be this military man, but then I look at this again and I'm like, I want to change that. I want him to be super tatted up. So, but the weapon, no matter what, doesn't necessarily make sense, like a half spear staff. So it'll be fun to play around with once it's done. Then I got into a bit of a, not a competition, but it was a collaboration with Gabe versus Art. He's a former student of mine, and so I was trying to come up with what to draw. Like I wanted to do a promo piece. We got this one, which I didn't finish yet, but I do have in production. But we were working on this character named Toriana, which was one of my characters, and he draws very attractive female portraits, so I figured I had to try and do something that would be interesting, and this did not work, right? Her pose is broken. Then I tried to do something like this. I was like, oh yeah, maybe that'll work, a little over the shoulder shot. I'm like, okay, it's not bad. Did this one, trying to make that work. And then some poses. And then I wanted to do this Art Nouveau type of poster, which I thought really worked. And it came out pretty well. If you follow me on Instagram, you will have seen it. And it was a lot of work, but it really came out nice. And then if you've been following my YouTube channel and my sketchbook tours, you know this guy. This guy was from the Ninjaugust. All right, and this is one of the ninjas that was made out of the X-Men, and this was a version of Cyclops. And I really like how he came out as a whole, and so I really want to use some of the characters that I made in Ninjaugust just to, use it so it's not wasted. And then just drawings. So that's that book. So speaking of Ninjaugust, as I said, these books are from a bunch of months. So I guess you didn't really see this one yet, but you'll see it in here. It was in Instagram where you could have saw it. So this is my ninja version of Wolverine. This is Cable. This one was Bishop. This was my Cyclops. I made him really short because I figured he was such an angry guy, there had to be a reason. So I made him this like little short, angry ninja, which I really like the design, so I'm probably just gonna use the design, get rid of the X's per se, and then just use the design. I really like it. Storm. And this one was Nightcrawler. This one was Rogue. This one was Angel. So the idea behind it I thought was pretty cool, where he'd have these tassels behind him that would allow him to float, which was the way that he actually flew. So it was all magical, so he would be floating around with these like sashes everywhere. I figured that would be really cool. Didn't turn out the way I wanted it to though. Dazzler. Beast. I really enjoy this one. He'll probably end up being something. Once again, get rid of the X's and just use the design. This was Phoenix. Iceman. Professor X. Sunspot. Some of them didn't come out very well, but Warbird, Psylocke, who is a ninja, so her design was really hard to just come up with something different. M, and then Starfire, which you really can't see, it's really light. Then trying to come up with some more Art Nouveau, pictures. Honestly, I think I'm going to use one of these for my new banner, which I'm leaning towards this one. So be on the lookout for that. Weapon designs, because not everyone in Ninja Empire is a ninja, so there are guns that happen. Because I'm actually trying to develop a gun that this part can actually rotate back, and when it rotates back, an energy sword comes out so that they can still fight when they're out of bullets. And just random drawings. And then I did this and I'm like, ooh, that would be an interesting mask if I can make that work. So I started trying it, thinking, oh, if I put this on him, gave him some wild hair, and kind of make like a kabuki ninja, one of the tribes out maybe, in the outskirts somewhere. I think that would be pretty cool too. We got maps. Still trying to find the map that I think is cool. So every now and then I'll just draw more maps. Then I was trying to develop the Black Dragon's arm, metallic arm, trying to make it seem right, and just kind of stuck with the same old Colossus arm where it just is and you're supposed to accept it. But if you are following this channel, you'll see the development of what the arm actually turned into, which is way more advanced, a lot more form follows function. I'm very happy with how that arm turned out. Then some design work for a shirt for 2020, which I need to get out soon, otherwise it won't matter. Same here. Developing another outsider character, very militaristic, and it so happens to be my dad. So I'm trying to immortalize him in this project, and so he always rocked a flat top, so he's gonna have a flat top. He was a command sergeant major, so I'm trying to represent that in his gauntlets. He's gonna have some really big gauntlets, so hopefully that'll be interesting and he'll approve of it. Another map. Something simple. One of these maps are gonna work. And then this blade and this blade, I was like, man, I really like this. And then I drew this head and I'm like, well, I drew these first and then he came out of it. So I'm like, I guess these are his weapons. And so I have to develop this ninja to use these weapons because I really like this sword. So more maps. Then, as always, I'm trying to develop things that will be beneficial to artists and stuff like that. And so it's kind of like a traveling case for a comic book artist. Bigger sizes, more compartments, but still lightweight and easy to work with. Still need to make the prototype before I can get it to 3D printing. So be on the lookout for that. Then developing kind of like an alphabet just to have something different, and mostly for ancient writing. When you see it in Dark Legacy, because they will have a different kind of writing that happens, but this is going to be a form of it. And then trying to develop that guy from before, right? Like, oh, he'll be more militaristic. Remember when I said I wanted him to be more militaristic, but then seeing him all tatted up, it was like, oh, I like that. So as you can tell, there's still some more design work that needs to happen with the main antagonist for the story. And then we go right back to some gesture drawings, because you can never do too many gesture drawings. So those are the two that I have to present to you for the month of December, but it literally goes for a couple months. Like I said, there was a couple months that are gone into these two books, and I'm sad to say that I haven't been able to produce as many books as I did last year. I produced half, which is a problem for me. I don't like that. And so what I want to do for 2020, because I want to do 2020 right, I'm trying to ensure that I get one sketchbook a month out. So that's my plan. You know, I want to get one of these out every month. But what I really want to do with that is every month I want to have something geared towards Ninja Empire. So I will be able to then have an entire year of just Ninja Empire design work and drawings and stuff like that. Because I think that would be really cool. Because as you saw, you know, I'd come back and there's like, oh, well, there's random drawings and there's life drawing, and then, you know, so not everything is for Ninja Empire, and I want to make sure that it is, because I'll have a practice book. So I'm hoping to get 13 books for next year, because I'm gonna have a book that I use for practice where I'm gonna be teaching myself watercolor, the life drawing stuff, any type of random things that I want to draw, or if I'm doing more concepts for products and stuff like that, I'll use that book. But the main thing is to always have a Ninja Empire book every month. So that is what I'm going for. I don't know what I'm gonna do if I don't get it, because I figured there needs to be some type of consequence, otherwise it doesn't matter. So I'm gonna be trying something, and I don't know what it is, but if it looks like I'm not gonna make it, I will do a video telling you exactly what I'm going to be doing, because I failed in this mission. I really want to get 12 books out, hoping to get 13, but definitely 12 of these. So at the end of the year, 12 books. Not necessarily going to say I'm going to finish them every month, because life happens, but I do plan on getting 12 books by the end of 2020. So I hope that you will join me for that process as I post them up in 2020. I hope that you will join me in actually trying to do a sketchbook a month, because that would be amazing. And then you can post the comment, you know, in the comments, you can post your link, because I would love to see your sketchbook tour as well, so that I can see just how awesome you are. So please join me in 2020 to draw more, become better artists, and just show everyone why they should be watching us as creatives. So if you haven't yet, please subscribe, hit the bell, get your notifications for when I do post, leave a comment, throw up a like, share it, please. All your support is very important to me, and it means the world that you would actually support me, an independent artist. So thank you guys so very much. Hope to see you at the next stream, or the next video, and we'll see you in 2020. See you later, guys. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. And if you'd like to check out some of my other videos, click on the link on your right. Or if you're interested in a more behind the scenes and personal look at what I do on a day-to-day basis, please click on the link that leads you to the vlog. Thank you very much, and we'll see you at the next video.